right, Alchemist. Welcome back to another episode of Alchemy Crypto. I'm your host and alchemist, Al Capone. It is Monday, November 7th. Happy birthday to MG. Alright, a lot going on today, a lot to cover. Let's just jump right in. We have Bitcoin, $20,900, Ethereum, $1,590, and the BNB token coming in at $338. XRP, the chosen one, 47 cents. Dogecoin, 11 cents. Cardano, 40 cents. Solana, 32 bucks. Matic at $1.20. Polkadot, $6.90. And that dog coin, still 4 zeros out there. Alright, guys. So, there's a lot going on, a lot to talk about, a lot to cover today. There is a lot happening, so let's just jump right in. Start by reminding you guys you're still early. A lot of stuff happening. Let's look at market cap real quick, and then we're going to get into it all. We got some big news on Alameda, SBF at FTX. That stuff is going down, and we're going to talk all about it. We have a whole bunch to get to, so let's just keep moving. Fear and greed. We're at a 38. We are down to a 33. The market is fearful because there is a lot happening. We're going to get into it all. We got another death spiral happening, perhaps. Let's look at the CNN Bear Bull. You know, you got a lot of these big macro guys talking about the bottom is in, and for the stock market anyway. I don't know about the crypto market after this news. So let's just get right into it. Alameda Research and Sam Bankman-Fried are taking a beating. This dude is, I don't know, he's possibly about to give us that 10 to 14K that everyone was talking about. So there's rumors in the market that obviously SBF is insolvent because a lot of his holdings are in the FTT exchange token. What he's doing is running a Ponzi, putting it on the balance sheet, minting all he can, saying it's pumping it, saying it's worth this much, going and borrowing money against it. And it's a flywheel. So things are out of control in this. Alameda could be insolvent. If that's the case, FTX, remember guys, if you got shit on Robinhood or FTX, you need to watch out because this guy is connected and he's got a hand in everything. He's part owner in FTX. He's the owner of FTX. He's got part ownership in Robinhood. He's got ownership in Alameda, which is the company he was playing with numbers with his books. So basically, he's already, featured in my segment about calling out the clowns. We talked about this guy. If you're watching, then you already know. If you missed it, go back and take a look at my videos where we call out the clowns, and we called this guy out. He's shifty. He's in the banks of pockets. He's pushing for some shifty legislation, and he's already on everybody's shit list. So let's take a look at what CZ had to say. Liquidating our FTT is just post-exit risk management. Learning from Luna, we gave support before, but we don't pretend to make love after divorce. We are not against anyone, but we won't support people who lobby against other industry players behind their backs. Going onward. So that from CZ, and I believe CZ is the real boss. He's running one of the biggest exchanges in the world. I like this guy a lot. I really believe in him, and I think he's just keeping it real. So FTX token taking a beating down 5.1% right now at 22 bucks. It's just taking a beating on this news, and if people start pulling their money out of FTX, things can get real ugly, guys. Remember, not your keys, not your crypto. Get your stuff off FTX if you got it there. Put it in a wallet. Robinhood, if you got some crypto, you better get it to a wallet. Remember, hot and cold storage. If you're not sure how, just hit me up. I'll steer you in the right direction. And let's keep going because there is a lot. Let's talk about the bull case. We got big macro giant Raoul Powell. Let's listen.
Now,
this is real long. I'm going to talk over
it. Was your portfolio, if you're referring to your personal portfolio, it's now almost all crypto. It was 25% in gold at that time. And then, you know, as of, I think it was like November 29th, he fired up that tweet. I'm selling my gold. I'm moving 98% of my investable assets into crypto. And again, I mean, tons has changed just since November 29th. So can you update us on where you stand today? And are you making any plans to diversify in the near term, or are you comfortable with that right now? And I guess on the back of a 400% price appreciation in Bitcoin since, you know, it's done pretty well.
All right, so the point is these macro guys, they're very bullish. They're calling for the bottom. You got Raul. You got this guy. If you don't know who he is, this is Ben Cowan. He's the man. He knows what he's talking about. He puts up a pretty good case. You also got this guy. You got Chamath. Let's listen in to Chamath real quick. I'm going to talk over this so I don't get a copyright. All right, Chamath, give it to him.
And again, it's yet another indication to me that I think, broadly speaking, the markets are now starting to stabilize. All the irrational behavior is starting to exit the system. The party is in the last few hours. Volume's going down. The alcohol is being taken away. People are hanging around with a little bit. Lights are coming on. They're like, I've been here a little too long. And I think that that's a very healthy process for an economy. And I think that that's what's happening right now. So I'm constructive. I'm a little bullish. I'll go out on a limb. I think, you know, we could be 3 to 5% from the lows, but we're more near the lows than the highs. It certainly feels like.
All right, so he thinks the bottom is real close, if not here. Chamath, another big giant macro bull. So you got Raul, you got Chamath, and then you got Ben. If you don't know who Ben is, I'll give you a quick thing on Ben. He is let's see, Bachelor of Science in Mathematics and Master of Science, a PhD in Nuclear Engineering. This dude knows what he's talking about. Let's listen in real quick. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but just a quick clip. Let's hear it.
So again, give the video a thumbs up.
Absolutely. If you're not following Ben, go over and follow him into the Cryptoverse, Ben Cowan on YouTube.
So what we're going to do is we're going to keep track. Right? I did this in the last video, and a lot of people seem to like it. So we're going to simply keep track of the bulls versus the bears. Okay. So first chart that we'll look at is a bullish one. So the bullish one is the cross of the 20-week SMA and the 100-week SMA. Okay, so you take a look here. Let me switch this over to maybe like a different color. So normally, let's just get rid of the price.
I'm going to talk over this. I really don't want to get hit with a copyright.
If you look at the cross of the 20-week and the 100-week moving average, that marks the bottom. Doesn't mean it's always going to mark the bottom.
So we did it right here.
You know, forever for Bitcoin, but at least the last 2 cycles it marked the bottom.
And we're doing it now.
It is at least, at the very least, it is marked a local bottom, potentially a global bottom, but at the very least, a significant bottom. And therefore, you could argue that this, in fact, would be a point for the bulls.
Okay. All right, so Ben is bullish. So he's got a few. I'm not going to play the whole thing. If you want, go check him out right here. All right, let's keep going because there's a lot. They're saying the next resistance level is 22.7, so we'll just keep an eye on that. Are we going? I thought maybe there was a good chance, but I don't know. I'm feeling a little bearish now with this Alameda news. This guy is well connected. Sam Bankman-Fried could tank this whole thing. We could see the 10 to 14K. And if that's the case, folks, these assets will be highly, extremely undervalued. I will be backing up the truck. If Bitcoin drops to 10 to 14K, we might see some 15 cent XRP, 30 cent XRP, who knows? 5 cent XLM, I'll be backing the truck up and loading up on the ISO. It's not financial advice. Remember, I am not a financial advisor. I am just telling you what I am doing. Let's keep going, peek in on the chosen one now. XRP, taking a little breather off that 50-cent high the other day we hit. This thing is going to go, folks. Don't be left behind. You can be on the right side or the wrong side of history. You have knowledge now. The choice is yours. All right. If you don't know what it is, let me play you this.
The standard of the Internet of Value. Global liquidity to any market, any country, any place, anywhere. Fully exchangeable to any currency, asset, or commodity. Transactions are settled in 4 seconds.
Cross-border instant payments. If you don't know, now you know. You can be on the right side or the wrong side. The choice is yours. Here's what's going on. The holder wallet addresses are skyrocketing. People are waking up. Look at this. The top 100 richest XRP bags out there. These are some big boys. This is 92 million XRP. That's about $50 million right there, right? Because they're 2 for $1 right now. So you look at this one, another 24 million, 22 million, 19 million, you know? You know, your boy's somewhere in this range, a lot lower still. Anyway, I think it's important that everyone dollar cost average into this asset. This is not financial advice. It is just what I am doing. This thing is settling cross borders instantly, anytime, anywhere. Do your own research. I highly encourage you to do your own research. Now, here's the rich list. Let's take a look at it. XRP is 2 for $1, so for $1,000 you can get 2,000 of them and be in the top 10%. Are you building generational wealth for your family, or your kid's gonna say, "Grandpa, you really bought XRP sub $1?" Is that gonna happen for you or no? I can't stress it enough, folks. Just let me play this for you. It's real quick, 2 minutes.
Why do I hold XRP? Because Ripple's the chosen one to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payments options. 2 years later, an action plan was born and a federal payments task force was created. It included one company focused on crypto, Ripple. In 2014, the World Bank and Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative, and the governments of 32 countries, put out a report called The
This is
Opportunities of
insane,
Digitized
guys. I gotta
Payments.
keep
1 year
reminding
later,
you.
the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda: the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. You can see the SDGs logo on Bill Gates' lapel, world-leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange, Exchange. What crypto is Exchange officially utilizing for their carbon credit solution? XRP. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 20022. Who was the first ISO 20022 member focused on distributed ledger technology? Ripple. Who's partnered with over 300 financial institutions, including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America?
Okay.
Ripple. Who is a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve? Ripple. A former employee overseeing the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock's digital asset division? Ripple. Leading Australia's CBDC effort? Ripple. Who hired a former Treasurer of the United States? Ripple. 2 former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board? Ripple. 2 former Clinton and Obama advisors? Former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany? Former business director at Swift? Former Swift board member? Former CFO of PayPal? Former head of the DTCC? Former chief business officer at Uber? Former VP of Amazon? And former SEC chair on their legal team? Ripple. Who's a member of the
All right.
Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojaloop, IMF's High-Level Advisory Board on FinTech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Faster Payments Council, Global Payments Steering Group, Cross-Border Working Group, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, Crypto Climate Accord, University Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, and a featured partner of the World Economic Forum with 3 members of their team directly listed on the WF website, Ripple.
Folks, the greatest transfer of wealth in human history is about to occur. Buckle up. Now this.
meeting with these folks, and they're explaining to us the people that run it, this guy Chris Larson and the guy named Brad Garlinghouse, and they run it, and they're talking about the ethic of this company and this platform.
Shout out to Scott for
and how
reminding
they
me
actually
about
really
this.
care about being an ethical company and giving a portion of this platform away to people that are doing good in the world.
Yeah, sounds like
So
a
it was
plan.
around the exact
Doing
same time
real
that I
good,
ran into you on the
real
beach,
world
and
problems.
you told me about this amazing birthday gift that you got from Porsche. And you explained to me that if you weren't doing this, that what you would be working on is that project, right?
Yeah, I would be saving the gorillas, yes.
You would be saving the gorillas, and everybody knows those things. So, but you never ask anyone for anything ever. And you said, at some point, I'm going to need some help with this. And I said, you're asking me for help. You never ask anyone for help, ever. And at the same time, you called him.
It was on your birthday. You called me on your birthday. I was, wow, she's calling me on her birthday. Is everything okay? And you wanted to share with me this incredible story, the gift of a lifetime that Porsche gave you. And I promised you on that call that I'd be there to help you. And
All right.
we are brothers, and we're here to help you.
Oh, they got
And
a
so
gift.
we talked to Chris and Brad, and we said, there's this amazing human being. And all they ever do is think about other people they can give to. Whether it's in New Orleans, whether it's in
Ripple
Montecito,
felt like
whether
saving
it's the
some
people that come
gorillas.
here,
Let's
the
keep
people
it real.
out there, you're always thinking about everyone else. And we wanted to show you that people are thinking about you.
I think it's
So-
about the gorillas, Ellen.
On behalf of Ripple, we'd like to give you $4 million.
All right. Check it out. XRP about to fly cross borders
Now-
and settle instantly.
Usually people come out with a big giant check and do the like big giant check thing. But we can actually transfer it into Rwandan francs right now, right here. And all we have
I
to
do
do is push this
apologize
button
for the
into
audio.
your account. Do you want to push it? You want me to push
I
it?
would like to push it. I'd like to push it real good.
All right, so you got Ripple flying cross border, selling instantly, settling instantly. Do not be a sheep, folks. Do not line up for this thing when it skyrockets. All right, if you guys want to trade these markets and learn how to go long and make free money, hit up alchemycryptocypher.com, join the Discord, learn how to trade. You can take longs or you can smash some shorts. We'll show you how to do both right here in the yard. You can go long or short. This is the program I'm using. I will show you how to do it. Now let's keep going because there's a lot to talk about. We trade these markets. Here's the times they open and close. If you're interested, just hit me up in the Discord and we will do some live trading. Now this. Central banks of China and Pakistan signed an agreement to create a yuan clearing arrangement to reduce reliance on the US dollar. Pakistan is the third country in 2022 to establish a Chinese yuan clearing arrangement. Things continue to move quickly on this front. We're going to talk about BRICS again because this is not going away and it's creating a huge problem. And I think we're going to get into some other stuff that could be the cause of things, but let's just keep going here. BRICS President Russia and India have no need for the dollar. We have implemented a mechanism of mutual settlements in rubles and rupees. There's no need for our countries to use the dollar in mutual settlements. Russia's state news agency was quoted as saying. Now, why is that important? I bring it up because if you remember this guy, he tried to do the same thing and he is no longer with us. And if you remember this guy, they said he had weapons of mass destruction, but he also tried to do the same thing. He is no longer with us. So, remember what happened after Saddam. The U.S. invasion put Iraq's oil industry back into dollar denomination. So what's happening now? Well, you got this guy. And what's he doing? He's making deals. Unfriendly countries must buy Russian oil and gas in rubles. So, he's trying to move away from the dollar. Remember what happened to these last guys that tried? Remember them? These two fellas here are no longer with us, and now you got this guy trying to move forward and trade his stuff, his gas and his resources, and things other than the dollar. We've seen it before. You threaten the petrodollar, you will feel the full brunt. They'll roll out the tanks, and that's exactly what's happening. That's what this war is most likely about when it comes down to it. So let's keep moving because this is real, man. We have to just be prepared for anything. Shout out to Clayton Morris over there, Redacted. If you're not following him, go give him a follow. Let's check it out. Not going to play the whole thing.
Reordering the world. Now,
but it's
the Energy
real quick.
Alliance is already starting to squeeze out the Western countries, and the devil is in the details, which I'll show you in a minute. But first, remember this a year ago? This was 1 year ago, this week, when Biden's Energy Secretary, Granholm, was asked about the coming energy crisis. What are you guys going to do about it, she was asked.
In Sturgis, Michigan, it is $2.89 a gallon. I guess that's better than in California. What is the Granholm plan
I gotta
to
talk over
increase
this so I don't
oil
get a coffee.
production
You're right,
in
guys.
America?
I gotta just slide this around.
Oil production in America.
She thinks it's real funny. People are struggling. Costs $150 to fill your truck instead of $80.
That is hilarious.
It's funny though.
Yeah,
Huh?
laugh it up.
All right, so go follow Clayton over there. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but there's lights out possibly coming. There's talks about lights out in the UK. Rolling blackouts could be happening. It's coming around. There is an energy crisis. There's a liquidity crisis. There's a financial crisis and a spiritual crisis in this country right now. Let's keep going because there's some crazy stuff going on I want to talk to you guys about. This guy right here, the dreaded stink bug. We've all found him, killed him. Well, I want to talk about bugs because we've talked about other things like weather warfare and things of that nature, but I want to talk about bugs of war and what's happening right now. These things are real. They're here. They're coming over in the ballast water. We have this from NewJersey.gov to all my tri-state alchemists. This thing is out there. The spotted lanternfly. You have all these invasive species coming here, destroying our natural resources, eating our stuff. The spotted lanternfly has basically a quarantine here in Pennsylvania. The spotted lanternfly, an invasive species native to Asia. In 2014, it was found in Pennsylvania and has since spread to multiple counties, which are now quarantined. If you see a spotted lanternfly, call. This is getting crazy. Why do I bring this to your attention? Because flies and bugs and things of that nature can be weaponized. And I love my country. I love my forests. I love to spend time out there. And I believe that it's a right that should be protected for generations to come. However, with these ballasts coming in, with these waters from foreign countries and bringing invasive species, something's got to be done. I particularly love the Pacific Northwest and Oregon. It was amazing out there, and I love those forests, and I love just the beauty of it, and I think it needs to be protected. And these invasive species are coming in, and it's not just the forest guys. It's the farmlands. It's the infrastructure. They will eat us from the inside out. These have been used as weapons for a long time by powerful regimes around the world. You know? I really love the Oregon forest. I love the Pennsylvania forest. I love the New Jersey pine barrens. And these things are coming in droves, and something needs to be done. We can write our senators, congressmen, try and get legislation pushed through so they have to like fumigate ships before they come in, or they'll be fined if they come in carrying stuff. That would probably help cut down on, this, but, it's a real problem. And this is the Santiam Pass on the Pacific Northwest. Shout out to all my West Coast alchemists. Look at that lush forest. It would be a shame if we were overrun by an invasive species and all these trees were gone, and it can happen alarmingly fast. So I want to bring this to your attention. Now, there is this out of Hawaii, an invasive species council. Maybe that's what we need in some of our ports here, like a task force for invasive species, and where they inspect ships and put out fines. That'll deter a lot of it. We need to do something. This can't go on. And maybe they're spraying And all that spraying up there, if it's not contrails and it is chemtrails, maybe it's not for us. Maybe it's for the bugs that are coming in. Maybe there's something here. Because for years and years, they've been weaponized. And in 1999, domestic bioterrorists told authorities they were breeding and releasing medflies in California, and the eco-radicals would continue doing so until the government halted insecticide spraying. Had this devastating pest become established, the infestation was suppressed. The resulting quarantine on California fruits would have destroyed crops in one of America's vital agricultural regions, costing tens of thousands of jobs and billions of dollars. So this is a real threat. Unless you want to pay like $14 for an orange, you know, this is something we have to think about now and start to do something about it. So, all right, alchemists. With that, I'm going to ask you all to please smash the like button on the way out, if you can. And I'll leave you with this from Jim Rickards. Russia has gathered the technical and forensic evidence showing the UK sabotaged the Nord Stream pipeline with US approval. It will be made public in the coming days. This is an act of war by the UK and the US against Germany. This has the dynamic of New World Order. Remember, folks, food, water, supplies, freedom seeds. Better to have it and not need it. Until next time, this is your alchemist. Signing